was 15 years old. And after I started to do it, I thought that is the best possible expression of my need to communicate and to tell the stories and to create the worlds. But if you ask me today, I cannot tell you frankly. I think that the movies changed to something less important than it used to be in 60s and 70s when I started think about the cinema and after make the cinema. And I think that it's too many films which are unnecessary. I feel every time when I'm thinking about the next movie that I have to take advantage of this chance, that I have to give the best of me and to, you know, to try to give to the audience what I think is important and sometimes beautiful and sometimes painful. I think that the geniuses, it was many of them in the generation of post-war directors. It was the great period of the cinema with a lot of energy and with a lot of courage and with a lot of very personal and very innovative voices. So it was, I don't know, Bergman, Fellini, Pasolini, Kurosawa, Bresson, Renoir, Brussels. You know, it was like many of fantastic directors, and it was not only that one film I like or two films I like. Any film they made was somehow important to, you know, to the entire picture of the cinematography. And in next generations, we had a lot of very talented people. I think, but geniuses, I'm not sure. Sometimes when I have the retrospectives or the meeting with the students and I want to show them my older film, then I watch it with them to check and figure out how it works today. If I'm still able to communicate with myself through my old work. And mostly I'm pretty happy. It means it didn't happen to me that I watched my older film and I had the big disappointment. It is a very dynamic process. And I think that in good movies you can feel this process. If it has some kind of the mystery also, which is not necessarily resolved. I think that the true mystery is you never know the answer. I'm really more interested in the questions than in the answers. Yeah, I'm a loner. It means I spend a lot of time alone, and I need it. But after, what is good in making movies that you like switch from this loneliness to the very like collective and, you know, social environment, and I think that it's good. This bipolar kind of the life. The best ideas are coming to me during the shooting, not before. Kind of the war, you know, it means such an unjust war, such an absurd war, and such a cruel war, which shatters like life of millions of people. I feel a big anger, and I feel also the hope that the bad guys will lose. That Europe has two faces. It has this face of the democracy and the European culture and human rights, but it is also the cradle of the most murderous regimes and pulsions, and that this duality is always present. It's why Europe. I try, you know, my way of telling the story, I think it's emotional, but it's never sentimental. So my emotions are I don't want the viewer to see my emotions. I want the viewer to find their own emotions, which are triggered by the story and my way of telling this, but in the same time are coming from their own experience. Well, you know, you have to be political. I think that in this world now, if you are not political, if you are not fighting for the future, if you are not fighting for the, you know, ecology, if you are not fighting against the populistic shit and against the censorship, and so you will be paying for that. If you are not interested in politics, politics certainly will be interested in you.